What's going on, world? I'm going to consider this video 1 of my sailing adventure. So anyway, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Brian Casserly. I'm a sponsored athlete with a bunch of skydive companies. I'm a load organizer and I travel all over the place skydiving. And this year, mainly because of COVID and a skin condition called dishydroxic eczema, I had a very light year of skydiving, and I was invited out on a friend's boat this July 19th, and ever since that day I've got the bug. I'm hooked. I can't stop. And September 11th I purchased my first boat, a Catalina tall rig, 1985, and I'm going to give you a tour of that in a minute. We've got a lot of projects this year we're going to do on it. I got a very good deal, so I don't mind the projects. Plus, I'm going to get to learn the boat in and out. Her name's going to be Artemis, and I invite you to join me on my adventure. I'm the father of 3 little girls. I got a pretty rad wife most of the time, and they seem pretty cool with it. So we're gonna basically bring this boat, not that it needs a lot, back from the 80s, and we're going to update it. One of the big things I'm going to do that I think a lot of you guys might be into is, not that there's anything wrong with it, my motor is a little bit weathered. Only 600 hours on it when I got it. I got some more on there now from a little bit of motor sailing, but I'm going to be pulling the motor to do a full rebuild. It's a Universal M25 XP, I believe. So we're going to be doing that this year. I hope you will enjoy that video. Anyway, so one thing about me is I don't know how to sail. Like I said, I fell in love with this back in July, but I've never had a lesson. I've been out with a couple people, and when I bought this boat, it was almost 200 nautical miles away, and you know, thanks to Navionics, speaking of which, I picked up this tack form mount. I'm going to see in a minute if it holds. I think it will. Oh, success. So that's actually pretty damn cool. I'll show you that with the tablet in it in a little bit. Navionics has been awesome, and I'm super stoked about that. But yeah, so I sailed this thing home, motor sailed, I'm not gonna lie about that, about 200 miles, 187 miles, nautical miles, and it was 23 hours. It sucked, but pretty cool. I also got drunk and bent my diesel key, so I just went and got some new ones made. I got to test those out in a minute. But yeah, enough. Be right back. All right, so I gotta be honest. I'm not at all associated with these guys, the tack form mount. That is just awesome. Come on, that's amazing. The tablet's perfect, and I mean, it's a little wiggly up here, which I can tighten this nut, but I mean, all right, so for a newbie to have Navionics right here in my face, at my helm, on the binnacle, I'm pretty stoked. That's just pretty rad. What else now? What else do I got? All right, well, here we go. So, this is my boat. Here's our helm. She came with these seats. This one had the cushion on it. This one fell off. Gotta take some of this glue off of there. But yeah, here she is. We'll be doing some teak work, obviously, this year. So here's Corona. One second, let me take these down. But yeah, so it's a 1985. Doing a little bit of work. By the way, we got multimeter, Garmin, and then I got the GNX Wind that came with it, all work. And we go down in here, and let's take a gander. Corona is very important. Stove works. Everything works on here. He actually converted this to compressed natural gas, which I thought was interesting. But if you think about it, it's pretty safe because natural gas will flow up where propane actually lays low. So if you wind up with a leak, then the propane stays towards the bottom, you start your engine and kaboom, versus natural gas that will naturally. Yeah, so things I've done so far. I replaced the radio. a fan in. It's 12 volts, or it's battery, which is nice underway. Right now we're going to plug it in. Turn the cabin. Nope, don't even have to. So fans are nice. Got some outside cushions. This is all very decent. I took out the carpet. Didn't feel a need for it. The table is in play. The bathroom is perfectly fine. Everything here works. It's nice. We still have some cleaning stuff. Excuse the mess. And the forward berth. It's a little dark, but it's good. Everyone sleeps on it fine. The rear aft cabin or berth, whatever you want to call it, that's good. And we got chargers. The radio's older than dirt. We got an inverter. Does have a bimini. It's not up right now. The sails are in decent shape, except for, well, I kind of fucked up the jib, excuse my language. And then boom, you can see it. My spreader boot fell off. So tomorrow morning I'm going up there. If we come up on deck, again the teak, this was really bad, but I started washing it, and I think a light sand, and it'll be fine. Now, one cool thing that I'm learning is that even though this is an MK1 or Mark 1, the boat has 3 hatches, and apparently this is pretty rare. So this is obviously the hatch to the forward berth right here, but to have these 3 is very rare, from what I'm told from a lot of other Catalina people, whether that be true or not. Yeah, it came with a sail cover. She's a tall rig, and it's I know it's been a lot of fun. I've done a lot with it so far, so it's pretty cool. All right, so I mean, basically you've seen what the boat's about. You guys know these boats, you know it's really not in bad shape. Again, I don't have any pull on any of my keel bolts, so I'm feeling pretty confident that we're going to be in good shape with the keel in about 2 weeks when I pull her out. And tomorrow we're going to be sailing. I'll try to get some video of that, but I am going to try to get this video up tonight just so we can start letting you guys know who I am, what I'm all about. Again, I have 3 daughters. Fun fact, my one daughter was 8 years old and went skydiving, which made her at that point in time America's youngest. It's always changing. I think Mike Mullen's kids are actually still the actual youngest that have ever gone at that point in time. But yeah, I got the cockpit cushions, the beds are functional. I do have to replace this little header, no big deal. I'm actually pretty crafty, sorry for the bouncing around there. So I'm pretty stoked about that. The big caveat here, let's do it. And I'm going to turn that music on. All the systems work. There's absolutely no issue with, this is still loud, and I apologize. There's absolutely no issue with any system. They all work. So if you guys know Catalinas, the engine is in the strangest spot. I kind of prefer it rather than being under the stairs because we wind up getting a lot more space. Sorry. I'm going to make these videos better as we go. So the motor's right here. And I'll show you what my issue is. Now, I am planning on taking very far journeys or voyages with this boat. And a couple of things. First things first, the previous owner changed his alternator over to a generator and he broke the bracket. And he can't tighten it, so he has it tied on. Don't like that. No way, Jose. It's dirty. She's rusty. And it's going to be difficult to show you. I'm sorry for the bouncing around. I'm trying to hold both of these at the same time. That motor mount right there, if you can see it, and there are fucked. They're done. Totally bad. I can't have that. So even though this engine currently, this little diesel, only has 700 hours on it even, and I just did test my keys, they're perfectly fine. Even though it only has such a few hours, and if you guys know diesels, you know that's enough. I can't trust that when I have my family on board. So out it goes. I have to remove this entire countertop in order to pull her. and it's gonna be a job. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else I can show you on the boat. If you don't know Catalina, there's tons of storage in this boat. Each one of these on both sides, that happens to be my particular cabinet. Another one on this side. There's storage all underneath here. Behind every seat, hold on, there's storage. This is the weak one though. When I say weak, I mean it's just not big. This one's pretty big. That's just, you know, your basic stuff. This one has the same behind each one. There's your batteries, pots and pans, all this, all that. This is actually the engine, sink stuff. This is pretty cool. I had no idea, you know, being not familiar with sailboats. This is actually an ice chest. I'm a little dirty in there now, but it holds ice for like 4 days. Oven actually works. Little seawater pump. And there's storage under there, under here, under here. Little closet. Right now I have life vests and some tools. There's some storage under the front berth. All these are full. I got my little octopus, thinking he's gonna go here, you know, for the puss foot stuff. Storage back here, and then even gave me all their old hats. Look at that, it's fabulous. It's perfect. All their stuff. I still haven't even finished clearing out. Bought it from a really awesome dude, older gentleman. His whole family enjoyed this boat for years, and they just wanted to make sure that he's going to a good home. I paid very little for this boat, very, very little, and we're going to put some money into it, but nothing that's not to be expected with any boat, right? You could go out and buy a brand new, not brand new, but let's just say like a 2015 Beneteau 40, and you're still going to put probably more money into that than I'm going to wind up doing because I'm handy. So I'm pretty excited for all these little projects. Anyway, thanks. Please do me a favor, like and subscribe. You can find me on Instagram at pussfoot44. I think I'm even pussfoot44 on TikTok. I got 150,000 followers on there. And Instagram, I already told you. Facebook, you won't be able to find me, but we do have the Sailing Project Artemis on there as well. And then, oh yeah, Sailing OG on Instagram as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry if this video sucked. I'm not good at building videos yet, but I will get better, I promise you. And I will show you a ton of adventures and a ton of work that we're going to be doing on this boat. And if you have a Catalina 30 and you have any questions about any of the work I'm doing on here, please feel free to reach out. I think it's, I'll get you the email address, but you can hit me up through here and I will absolutely respond. I believe my email address is actually even in my profile there. I think it's Sailing Artemis or something like that. I apologize. But yeah, hit me up. I'll gladly give you any tips, tricks, or whatever I find that worked on here and didn't. Again, I will give I will tell you flat out that I am very, very handy. So a lot of these projects I don't know if people should be doing on their own. I will do them, such as a motor rebuild or re-rigging and stuff like that. Most of that I think most people could do, but the motor rebuild will be a little bit more sensitive to what tools you have and the abilities of your hands. Are they mechanically inclined? Is your brain mechanically inclined, so to speak? So anyway, thanks again. Cheers.